Why did I find that to be weirdly comforting? Hello, I'm Alex Clark. My friends call me Sid. Not really, but it would be cool if they did. Look, here's the story, okay? In 2019, I pitched the idea of a pop culture show with the conservative host at TurningPointUSA at the time. They didn't have any daily shows. They had never, I don't know if they'd never thought of it, but they definitely never done it. And I was like, I want to call it Poplitics, pop culture, politics meshed together. And after I tied everyone up in a basement and tortured them, they said I could do the show. If I talk really loud, you won't be able to hear their screams. For legal purposes, that was a joke. They said we could try it, and the rest was pink history. Thumbs up and subscribe if you would be so kind, and I'll tell you what we're getting into on the show today. Mr. Rodgers is about to be erased from history since an old video of him saying boys are boys from the beginning was discovered. Have you heard of vanilla girl aesthetic? It's just girls who like to wear creams, whites, and tan, light makeup, sleek, hair pulled back. Well, we've all been dubbed vanilla girls on TikTok, and someone has come to the obviously very sane conclusion that this all upholds white supremacy, LOL. Pop culture nuts are digging through the archives trying to figure out which massive movie star who was not single tried to get with Jessica Simpson. It's all being portrayed in a new Amazon short story based on her real life, and I think there's probably a few pop quiz questions submitted from you for me to answer, so I'll get to those. But first, this story has set me over the edge because I will not stand for any slander of any kind over Mr. Rodgers. An old video of Mr. Rodgers singing his song, Everybody's Fancy, has gone viral on TikTok and Twitter because it draws out the differences between the biological sexes. Progressives online say Mr. Rodgers singing the song back in the day was indicative of him being a transphobe. The video is being shared with trigger warnings and labeled by the left as the most upsetting thing you'll see all day.
Boys are boys from the beginning. Girls are girls right from the start. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine.
Mr. Rodgers was a pastor, but also a child psychologist. And arguably, he knew and understood children and the way their minds worked better than many. I believe he knew where a godless culture was inevitably headed and tried to warn us. I also think no one would have been more compassionate and kind towards a child struggling with gender dysphoria or identity than Fred Rodgers. But he never would have lied to them to affirm them and denied what is true.
Boys are boys from the beginning. Girls are girls right from the start. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine, your body's fancy, and so is mine. Because sometimes children think that they might change. They might have to change after a while. And, you know, we laugh about that now, but it's because we had that concern when we were little.
Speaking of falsely labeling people different phobics or is, if you prefer white cream or tan clothes and have neutral tone decorations in your house, you're racist, according to the social justice left. One of the worst people who perpetuates lies like this is Stephanie McNeil. She's a leftist writer for BuzzFeed who specializes in writing about social media influencers and social media trends. Also, getting cancel culture mobs to cancel any social media influencers she thinks are conservative. She says that what people have dubbed vanilla girl aesthetic just feels racist. A black TikToker, Olivia Lane 6, said that the name vanilla and the examples being used to demonstrate it in mainstream media trend articles make it seem like the trend is only for pretty thin white women. Okay? According to who? Who is stopping a black girl from wearing cream or white or decorating with whites and creams in her house? Uh-oh, here's an Asian girl doing it.
The whole vanilla girl aesthetic is kind of a vibe right now.
There are tons of trending aesthetics right now. Caramel girl, tropical girl, cinnamon girl aesthetic are all things, apparently. The idea that vanilla girl aesthetic is racist or exclusionary in any way is dumb, a lie, and made up for clicks.
Love me. Love me. Love me!
All right. Who is the mega massive movie star who tried to get with Jessica Simpson even though he was taken? It's the mystery everyone wants to solve right now, besides who Jeffree Star is dating. According to E! News, the singer revealed that a massive movie star tried to seduce her, detailing the experience in her new short story for Amazon Original Stories, movie star. Jessica Simpson told People magazine, "This is a very personal story and I really thought I would never share it. Looking back, Jessica learned you can't always take people at their very persuasive word. Seems obvious, but it really isn't when you are dealing with someone who sells it so well." The Dukes of Hazzard star and her unnamed famous fling met at Jennifer Lopez's 2001 VMAs after party when she was on a break with Nick Lachey, and then they reconnected after the couple divorced in 2006. She said that seeing him again at the Beverly Hills Hotel, "I felt this warm rush all the way down my body to the tips of my toes and my wedges." But after an intense first kiss, the fashion designer saw pictures of his then girlfriend on the red carpet. She said, "I was never ever in a million years going to be the other woman." The mystery man had been telling Jessica that his relationship was completely over and that he only had eyes for Jessica, although it was clearly a lie.
You're a liar.
The thing is, Jessica says their whirlwind romance didn't stop there. They continued to see one another. She shared, "Yes, there was something sexy and enticing about all this, but there was also something demeaning about it. I felt like a call girl. I didn't care if he was my teenage fantasy come to life. This was not a choice that same girl, my younger self, would be proud of." Okay, so one, if this person is a mega movie star that was her teenage fantasy, it's gotta be like Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, right? She decided to end it and explained, "Not betraying your own heart and diminishing your self-worth actually feels so much better than immediate gratification if living in a lie. I also learned that there is a wide range of what monogamy means in Hollywood." I love her. People ask me all the time who my dream spillover guest would be. It's Jessica Simpson, by far. Every single Monday, I read questions submitted by you. I might read your question next week. You can submit them through the link in the Politics bio on our Instagram. It's time for Pop Quiz. Shay from California wrote in saying, "I'm also not a mom yet, but I want to be so bad, and I think it's fun to learn all about parenting styles. Recommend your top 2 parenting books and why." There's so many that I like and so many important ones for various reasons. If I'm forced to pick 2, I might choose Mama Bear Apologetics because it will help you answer your kids' questions about God and how to prepare them to become committed Christ followers. The other one is fun, and I'm just obsessed with it currently. It's called There's No Such Thing as Bad Weather by Linda McGurk.
All right, who's next?
Mallory from North Carolina wants to know, what is the biggest trend you hated at first but changed your mind on later? I know that you mean fashion, but the answer for me is organic food. I thought that eating organic was a complete scheme. I thought it was just like this subset of the food industry that was trying to make money. And the truth is, you might as well eat garbage if you're not going to eat organic.
25 million Americans lose more than $2.5 billion to
organic food
each year.
Okay, wanna what I want? Wanna what I want you want? Wanna what I'm what? Want a what I'm watching update? I just came across the saddest documentary last night. It was about parents who've accidentally left their kids in hot cars. It's called Death of a Child on Amazon Prime. What was really interesting is that there's this one Christian couple that is still married after the husband accidentally killed their daughter. He was a pastor at the time too. Absolutely wild story, super tragic. I always wonder about how a parent can move on after accidentally killing their child, and I was trying to Google these people. I think they live in South Carolina now, but they're not on social media. So I can't like reach out to them and ask them to come on the spillover. So I'm just gonna throw a shot in the dark. If any of you know this couple that I'm talking about, because I guess this is like a very famous national story, if you think, hey, like I know them personally, they do an interview, I would love to talk to them. I would also love some theories as to who the Taken movie star was that had an affair with Jessica Simpson. Do you think the vanilla girl aesthetic is racist? Was Mr. Rodgers transphobic? Sound off in the comments. My only criticism of Mr. Rodgers is that Lady Fairchild character. That scared the crap out of me as a kid. Thumbs up this episode, please. Subscribe to this channel. Ugga-mugga. I will see you here tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Producer Valentina, do you know what ugga-mugga means?
No.
What do you think it means if you had to guess?
The first thing that popped into my head was, I don't know why, the purple monster from McDonald's.
That's Grimace.
Yeah.
I thought of that one song with Ooga Chaga, Ooga.
Ooga Chaga.
Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga
I can't
chaka,
stop
ooga,
this
ooga,
feeling.
ooga chaka.
Ugga mugga means I love you. That's what Daniel Tiger on Mr. Rodgers used to say. It's pop culture without the propaganda, Monday through Thursday. I'm Alex Clark, and this is Poplitics.